You ever look around and wonder how some people can casually drop thousands on a vacation, while others are worried if they'll even eat tomorrow? Why some people spend years grinding only to break even, and others multiply their money in silence? Let's get brutally honest. Money isn't just about what's in your bank account. It's about how you feel when you wake up. The fear, the freedom, the quiet panic, the deep peace. And for some, it's the chain around their neck. What you're about to learn today is the breakdown they don't teach in school, the kind of truth that reshapes how you view your life, your goals, and your worth. This isn't about judgment. It's about understanding the full spectrum of wealth in society. Every level of wealth comes with its own emotions, battles, blind spots, and delusions. And if you think this is just about dollars and cents, you're missing the point. If you've ever wondered where you are, where you're going, why you feel the way you do, or why it all feels so heavy, this will change how you see money forever. Extreme poverty. This isn't just having less or not having money, this is survival. It's about not having hope. Extreme poverty is when every single decision revolves around staying alive. Food, shelter, safety. These aren't givens, they're daily miracles. We're talking about people who wake up not wondering what to wear, but whether they'll eat. Rent? That's a luxury. Electricity? A maybe. Healthcare? A dream. It's a condition where even basic human dignity is compromised. There is no such thing as a 5-year plan. You're thinking in hours, not days. There's an invisible tax to being poor: stress, time, health, and dignity. The emotional weight, overwhelming. It's the ache of watching your child hungry and knowing you can't do anything, having to choose between food and medicine. Most people in extreme poverty aren't lazy, they're exhausted, and the cruelest part, society often blames them as if they chose this. There's no cushion, no backup. One illness, one missed paycheck, and your life can collapse. Poverty. Poverty is a level above survival, but the danger is still ever present. There's a roof over your head, but it's shaky. These are the people working 2 jobs and still struggling to make ends meet. The ones who earn just enough to not qualify for help, but not enough to truly live. The ones who constantly juggle bills like a high-wire act with no safety net. Emotionally, it's exhausting. You're doing everything right, working, hustling, sacrificing, budgeting, but you still can't get ahead or catch a break. The shame isn't as loud as in extreme poverty, but it whispers constantly. You see others moving up, and it starts to feel like a personal failure. But people forget poverty isn't a choice. It's often a result of generational cycles, poor education, systemic barriers, and lack of opportunity. It's like being thrown into a game where everyone else starts ahead, and then being mocked for not winning. But awareness of this trap is the first step to breaking it. Lower middle class. This is where the illusion begins. It's where things get tricky because from the outside it looks like you're okay. You have a car, a job, maybe even health insurance. You're not poor, but you're not safe either. You can afford the basics, maybe a few small luxuries. You can pay your bills, afford fast food now and then, maybe go on one budget vacation a year. But scratch beneath the surface, and what you'll find is a ticking time bomb, one disaster away from financial ruin. The car breaks down, and your savings are wiped out. Rent goes up, and now you're choosing between groceries and gas. This level is deceptive, anxiety, and shame. You feel like you should be doing better. Society tells you you've made it out of poverty, but it doesn't feel that way. There's pride in not being poor, but shame in not thriving. You don't qualify for financial aid, but you can't build wealth either. You feel pressure to keep up appearances, especially on social media. This is one of the most dangerous traps because it feels normal. But normal doesn't mean safe, and unless something changes, income sources and mindset, it can lead to decades of financial stagnation disguised as middle-class comfort. Middle class. The middle class is comfort, but conditional. You likely have a home, a stable job, retirement plans, and health insurance. Your kids are in decent schools. You have credit cards, and they're not always maxed out. You go on vacation. You can afford a few wants, not just needs. But here's the silent struggle, the pressure to maintain it. You're terrified of losing your job. You can't afford to get sick. You're saving for retirement, but not enough. You have debt, student loans, a mortgage, maybe medical bills. And you feel like you should be grateful, but there's still a quiet desperation. Upper middle class. Here's where the separation begins. You're earning six figures or close to it. You own your home or are on the way. You've got investments, college funds, maybe a second property. Your kids are in private schools. You eat at nice restaurants. But even here, it's not pure freedom. You still rely on your income. You might have golden handcuffs, a job that pays well but drains your soul. You feel the pressure to keep performing. One mistake, and your lifestyle takes a hit. This level is conflicted. You feel secure, but not free. You're respected, but not envied. You might feel guilt. You've made it, but you're not happy. And you're close enough to wealth to feel the difference. The biggest emotional weight here is the quiet belief that you should feel fulfilled, but don't. Affluent. Affluence means you have options. You're not just earning well, your money works for you. You have investments, savings, maybe even passive income. You can travel, donate, or upgrade. Emergencies don't scare you financially. You can breathe. But emotionally, this is where purpose becomes urgent. You've escaped survival, now you want significance. People look up to you, but you may feel empty. The illusion of wealth wears off, and you start questioning everything. Is this it? Why am I still stressed? Why does happiness feel out of reach? You have the freedom to choose, but choosing becomes overwhelming. This level can bring a crisis of identity. You're no longer chasing survival, now you're chasing meaning. Upper affluent. You don't worry about bills. Your investments make more than most people's salaries. You're diversified. You've got assets, businesses, properties, and portfolios. You have people managing your money. You fly first class or private. You have a team, assistants, lawyers, and planners. But the game changes emotionally. Trust becomes rare. You wonder if people like you or your money. You might feel isolated. You feel guilty for struggling emotionally because everyone assumes you're winning. Your kids grow up wealthy and you worry they'll never know hard work. You're afraid of losing touch. Money isn't your problem anymore, meaning is. Time becomes your currency. You pay to save it, to buy peace, to gain control. But deep down, you realize that money solves many problems, but not all. Millionaire. Crossing the $1 million net worth mark changes things, psychologically and socially. You've entered a club, even if it's quiet. You've proven something to yourself, your family, maybe to the world. But being a millionaire isn't what it used to be. Inflation, lifestyle creep, and taxes eat into it. Still, you have flexibility. You can take risks. You can walk away from bad situations. You're free in ways others aren't. But you're also under pressure to grow it, protect it, not lose it. You may struggle with imposter syndrome. Did I earn this or get lucky? Am I smart or just early? Emotionally, this level is freeing and terrifying. You're proud, but paranoid. You feel successful, but uncertain about what comes next. And you know that falling back down is still very possible. Multi-millionaire. This is where generational wealth begins. Your money can outlive you. You have leverage. You can invest in businesses, back startups, and change lives. You might be a local legend, someone people talk about. Your name carries weight, but the stakes are higher. Bad decisions cost more, and emotionally, it's complicated. You worry about legacy, about raising grounded kids, about protecting what you built. You might feel distant from your old self. Friends change, conversations shift. You feel lonely sometimes, not for lack of people, but because few understand your world. Gratitude and guilt live side by side. You know you're blessed, but part of you misses the hunger, the climb, the clarity of survival mode. Now, it's a strategy, risk, legacy, and that brings its own stress. Billionaire. This level is a different planet. You don't just have money, you have power. You can fund governments, shape industries, and shift cultures. You influence the world. But it's isolating. You live in a bubble. Privacy disappears. Everyone wants something. Every move is dissected. You question every relationship. You feel exposed. You hire security. You struggle to relate to the average person. Your kids grow up in a world detached from reality, and purpose becomes your obsession because you can buy anything, but not meaning. Some use their power to do good. Others spiral. Money no longer motivates. Impact does. And sometimes that becomes a burden. The world sees a king. But inside, you may still feel like the kid who just wanted to prove something. Every level of wealth is a new world with its own joys, fears, blind spots, and responsibilities. And no matter where you are, there's a truth you must understand. Money doesn't change who you are. It reveals you. It amplifies your beliefs, your habits, and your mindset.